Hello everyone, this is part 1 of What If Naruto Went into the Naruto World. This story is made by Altrict, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Naruto groaned as he sat up from his bed, massaging his head in consternation. He had the weirdest dream that someone was watching him and he had a conversation with that person. Great. Now I'm going crazy, he thought grumpily as he swung his legs over to the floor. He sat there for a second looking over his room. His computer was still glowing in the corner, downloading some anime. Cloth littered the floor and some were DRD over his chairs because he was too lazy to pick him up, and his mother was too tired to do anything about it. Probably the only thing he liked about his room was his bunk bed, but there wasn't a second person to share it with. Why do I even have a bunk bed in the first place? Naruto thought angrily as he whirled around and punched the wooden bed. Damn, he said softly as he felt a bruise forming on his knuckles. Naruto sat there for a while, still flexing his hands when someone rapped on his door. Naruto, hurry up. What are you doing in there? I know young healthy 16-year-old boys like you need the alone time, but the bus is almost here. Naruto's mother called from the other side of the door. Mom, you're not supposed to talk about those kind of things. Naruto cried, a red flush washing across cheeks. Who was this woman standing outside of Naruto's door? Hiroko Uzumaki. Naruto's mother, overworked and tired yet still managed to have a sense of humor. Ha, as if I don't know what you do in there. You're downloading those LED pictures from off the internet. I'm onto you, mister. Don't think I didn't know about these things when I was young. Naruto's mother retorted from outside. Hey, the things I download are anime and nothing else. Naruto cried before narrowing his eyes in confusion. And what do you mean you knew about these things when you were young? Naruto asked as a sly grin formed on his face. Just get ready for school. And with that said, Naruto's mother stomped down the stairs to prepare Naruto's breakfast before she set for work. Naruto shook his head slightly before walking over to his closet and looking at his cloth. The blonde smiled as he took out a blue shirt with a pineapple engraved in the middle. I don't care what they think about me, he thought as he put on bright orange shorts too. Naruto Uzumaki, the most hyperactive guy in school, he said out loud, smiling as he flexed into the mirror. The scrawny blonde boy in the mirror flexed back. It was true he was skinnier than most boys, but he still had a little bit of bulk. Not a lot though. Naruto sighed before walking over to the door. It did have a nice ring to it, he murmured softly, opening the door. What the? He was the first thing he said as he exited his room. Naruto coughed and winkled his nose at the smell of charred meat. His eyes widened when he noticed the smoke rising up from a pan in the kitchen. Oh god, don't tell me she tried to cook. Naruto coughed, choking on the fumes as he rushed forward and turned off the flame. Next to the pan was a note. Hey, I realized I was late to work so I left the fire on. Just make sure you get there in time so your food doesn't burn. Enjoy your breakfast. Love, Mom. How am I supposed to enjoy this? Naruto muttered, looking at the charred sausage in disgust. My life sucks. The journey on the school bus was uneventful as usual. Some brats blew spitballs at him, but besides this nothing really happened. In other words, school sucks. School, Naruto thought as he exited the school bus and stared at the high school. There were just 4 entrances, but the whole school spanned across at least 2 football fields. Yep. He was also a junior in school, but that didn't make any difference to the sophomores. Move out of the way, shouted one of the little brats as he shoved past him. Naruto resisted the urge to punch the brat right into the face. Mostly because he would have been ganged up against after school. Freaking loser, Naruto muttered, trying to blend into the crowd so no one would notice as he made his way to math. Unfortunately, when you're wearing a blue t-shirt with a pineapple on it and orange shorts, you're just asking for trouble, as Naruto learned the hard way. Juniors and seniors alike moved out of the way, and for a second he thought they were moving for him. Thank you, thank you. You are far too kind. Naruto gushed, bowing as he walked backwards. He had to fit his image in school or some teachers might get suspicious, and then, Naruto shuddered. Social workers, Naruto was still walking backwards as he bumped into someone very tall and muscular. Turning around, Naruto found out exactly why the juniors and seniors moved out of the way. Hey faggot, what do you think you're doing? It was Mike, John, and Dan. The skinny but tall one was Mike. John was the muscular short guy with spiky black hair. Dan was the guy dressed in black from head to foot. The three musketeers, as they liked to be called. Naruto knew them by a different name, however. The three, if you don't get out of the way you're going to guys. Not very original but true. Hey, Mike, John, Dan. Naruto said, warily nodding to each of them. There was an awkward silence and people began to crowd in back of them. No doubt wanting to see a fight between the three most popular guys in school and the one most unpopular kid in school. Yeah, well, I should get going to math. You know how they are. Naruto said quickly as he tried to pass the guys without getting humiliated. Hey, wait up, cried John as he grabbed Naruto by his backpack and jerked him around. Aren't you going to say sorry? You dirtied my shirt, he said as he pretended to dust himself off and looking around for approval. A couple of kids chuckled. Without thinking, Naruto retorted, with what? Suddenly Naruto looked horrified, and from the looks of the musketeers, they weren't too happy. With your filthy little hands. John growled as he shoved Naruto backwards. John Starley, what do you think you're doing? Naruto sighed in relief as an old bald man pushed aside some kids and positioned himself in front of John. Sometimes teachers did spot these things but not often. Naruto supposed he was just lucky this time. Nothing, sir. We were just fooling around. John replied as coolly as he could. The old man looked suspiciously at John before shaking a crooked finger at him. I'm watching you, mister. Don't think just because you're on the football team I'll go easy on you. Now shoo. Before I get the principal in this. John smirked before nodding to his two friends and walking away, but not before shooting a mouse look towards Naruto's direction. The blonde shivered slightly at the venom in the boy's glare. Next period is about to start, son. I suggest you get there before the bell rings. The old man said gruffly, patting Naruto on his shoulders. Why yes sir, Naruto said shakily and was just about to go when the old man called out after him. You know, if they're causing you too much trouble I can always call your mom and... No sir, Naruto cried, almost shouting. My mom already has enough on her hands. I don't need her worrying about me. The old man looked at Naruto confused for a moment before shrugging. Well, get to class then. The old man said before returning to his desk in an obscure corner. Naruto sighed in relief before walking to his math class. Oh crap, Naruto thought as the bells suddenly rung. We have a test today. Naruto suddenly put on a burst of speed and tore through the hallways. Classrooms erupted in laughter as Naruto ran past them. That was the worst test I ever took. Naruto said, massaging his head as he exited his classroom and took the closest hallway he could find that led away from the math room. An Asian kid ran past him shaking his head slightly and muttering about something. Staining his ears he could just make out something sounding like, watch Naruto, and, download. They're downloading pictures of me on the internet. Naruto thought, looking disturbed before quickly dismissing the thought. I think I failed, he said to himself as he walked down the hallway. Suddenly he stopped and looked backwards. No one was behind him, which was weird because this hallway was always packed with kids. The only thing behind him was a lonely black trash can that looked out of place in the pure white hallways. I have the weirdest feeling that I'm behind watched, Naruto thought as he resumed his pace. Once again he stopped and whirled his head around, and once again nothing was there except for that trash can. Wait, that trash can. Naruto looked at the trash can uncertainly. He was certain that the trash can moved one hallway closer to him. Weird, he thought, but instead of examining the trash can he continued to walk. If it's still there then I'm going to have a look at it. After walking past another hallway Naruto looked around and was surprised to find the trash can still only one hallway away from him. The same distance it was 2 hallways ago. Now I know something's up, Naruto said, and using his amazing ninja skills he wished he had, he sneaked up on the trash can. There was an eep of surprise as Naruto peered over the trash can. A lavender-eyed girl with long blue hair crouched behind the garbage can with a light red tinge on her cheeks. Hinata! Naruto exclaimed, surprised as the girl suddenly bolted up, blushing a deep scarlet. Naruto raised an eyebrow. This was the girl he was talking about. She mostly avoided him but was the only person nice to him in the whole school. She is also the only girl in the school that is so well endowed. Naruto thought, glancing at Hinata's chest before flushing a deep red. Damn it. Hinata's the only one friendly to me and this is how I treat her. Naruto thought viciously, as he mentally berated himself, promising never to think about Hinata in that fashion. Hey Hinata. Naruto said friendly, trying to amend his previous actions before scratching his head. Don't you find it weird that I find you in the strangest of places? Hinata looked as if she was about to s. Though she didn't say anything, she noticed Naruto's quick glance towards her chest region. Ah really? How so? She asked, trying to think about something else. Just wondering if Naruto liked her made the blue-haired girl woozy. Well, Naruto said as he put a finger to his head in thought. Remember that time when I was in gym playing basketball and I threw an air ball and it landed in the hallway? I remember finding you behind the doorway when I got the ball. I was just. Suddenly the bell rung and Hinata sighed in relief. Sorry Naruto. I have to go. She said quickly before disappearing around the corner. I guess she really does avoid me, Naruto thought a little depressed. He had daydreams where someone as beautiful as Hinata was his girlfriend but they were nothing but stupid thoughts in his head. Who would like a freak like me in the first place? Naruto thought, smiling slightly before running to his own class. Driver's ed. Next. Naruto thought, feeling slightly better after his meeting with Hinata. Naruto's head dropped down onto the table at the droning of his teacher's voice. I already know how to start a car. He thought, humorlessly rubbing his head. The bell rang, cutting though the teacher's monotonous voice. No homework today, Naruto's teachers said, and Naruto gratefully strapped on his backpack and almost ran out of the classroom. Safe, Naruto shouted, oblivious to the stares he attracted. Without a second word he jumped on a railing and slid down the stairs, crashing right into a man in a suit. They both went tumbling down like a sack of stones. Naruto was the first to sit up, looking slightly cross-eyed from landing on his head. What the heck? Naruto muttered before realizing who he crashed into. What? Sorry. Naruto stuttered out, unable to say anything at the amount of rage the man was emitting. All around Naruto people were laughing. Naruto, shouted the principal as he swelled up with rage. Into my office. Now, he roared while still on the floor. Mr. Principal, may I help you? From out of the corner of his eye Naruto saw John come and help the principal up. When the principal wasn't looking, John smirked at Naruto. Yes, thank you. Your help will be noted. The principal said gruffly as he stood up with John's help and brushed himself off before he noticed the kids surrounding him. Well, what are you kids waiting for? A sign. Get to class. The hallways burst into life as the seniors, sophomores, and juniors scrambled through the halls to avoid the principal's wrath. John grinned at Naruto before leaving with the rest of the seniors. Only one girl still stayed. Naruto. Hinata, Naruto muttered, looking ashamed as he stared at his feet, unable to face Hinata. What's going on? Hinata asked, looking disbelievingly at the scene before her. Little girl, you should get to class. This troublemaker will be dealt with momentarily. The principal said as he mopped his brows with a handkerchief and slipped it into a small pocket in the front of his shirt. Naruto still looked at his feet, not daring to look at Hinata's face. But Naruto's not bad. Hinata protested, but her complaints fell on deaf ears. The principal just smiled and shook his head in a condescending sort of way. Don't worry about anything. This boy will be coming with me, the principal said before grabbing Naruto's arm and tugging him forcefully away. Naruto only looked up for a moment before looking back down. The tears in Hinata's eyes were just too much for Naruto to bear. What you did today was most unacceptable, the principal said gravely as he grabbed his phone rather roughly. Your mother will be notified of this and then we will discuss your punishment. Naruto's eyes widened at the mention of her mother. No, please don't call her, Naruto cried, but it only made the principal smile. Discipline must be taught at this school. The only way to enforce that is through punishment. Now where did I put your emergency contact card? The principal shuffled through some papers before letting out a cry of triumph. Here it is, your mother's work number, he said triumphantly before humming to himself as he dialed the numbers. Naruto winced as he heard the phone ring. Oh no, my mom can't take this kind of stress. Yes, hello. May I please speak with Mrs. Uzumaki, please? The principal said politely, but then, by the way he was swelling up, Naruto knew something didn't go as planned. Oh, that's quite all right. No, it wasn't anything important. As the principal said this, he shot a venomous glare at Naruto. Okay then, bye-bye. The principal slammed down the phone onto its receiver, breathing heavily. Naruto smiled and let out a sigh of relief. Don't think you're off the hook, boy. Go to the lobby and wait while I decide your punishment, the principal said, looking furious. Naruto decided it was best to comply and left the room in a hurry. Just sit there. The principal will be with you in a moment, a kind-looking secretary said, pointing to an unoccupied chair. Actually, the whole lobby looked deserted. Okay, Naruto said brightly as he sat down and waited. The secretary lied. That was Naruto's first thought as he waited in the chair for what seemed to be hours. Looking up at the clock, Naruto was surprised to see he was actually waiting for at least 3 hours. School's almost over. I wasted at least half of day sitting here. Naruto, the principal is ready to see you, the secretary said, and when Naruto passed her she whispered, sorry for the wait. Naruto grinned a little before passing the secretary. Naruto was still smiling slightly when he entered the principal's office, but the smile slowly slid off his face at the grave expression on the principal's face. Naruto, all charges have been dropped. Usually I would explain why, but it isn't my place here. There was a long silence, which was only interrupted when the principal sighed. Go to your 12th period class, he said, looking at Naruto with what appeared to be sympathy. Oh, okay, Naruto said, hardly believing his luck as he walked out of the office. Don't forget your backpack, the principal called as the door shut. No way, I made it out the principal's office without getting suspended, Naruto thought gleefully as he picked up his backpack from the chair and nearly sprinted through the empty hallways. And it's last period. I'm actually starting to enjoy this day. But as Naruto neared his last class, he slowly started to lose his enthusiasm. Gym, Naruto groaned. It wasn't the physical education that wearied him. It was the people in it. More specifically, Mike, Dan, and worst of all, John. Thankfully class had already started, so everyone was in the gym. Naruto quickly changed into a gray t-shirt and white shorts before running out to greet his gym teacher. Unfortunately, Naruto's gym teacher was waiting for him right outside the locker room. Large as a bear and sporting a bushy mustache, Naruto's gym teacher wasn't exactly the type of guy you would want to cross. Regrettably, Naruto already crossed his teacher the first day he met him. Naruto Uzumaki. Late again, I see, barked the gym teacher, staring down at Naruto. You're lucky. We started to pick teams for volleyball and you're the only one left. A few people started to chuckle at the sarcastic tone in the teacher's voice. Unless you want to sit out and... Sir, the gym teacher turned his head, eyes popping to the person who just interrupted his rant. His eyes opened even wider in surprise when he saw who it was. John, what is it? I would just like to say that Naruto would be welcomed in our group, John said, looking as sincere as he could, but underneath all that sugar Naruto could tell that something was wrong. There was a surprised silence in the room before the gym teacher nodded. Fine then. You got lucky, Uzumaki, he said before walking over to where the girls were playing basketball. Oi, don't use your BS to stop the basketball. That's what hands are for, he yelled in exasperation as one of the girls jumped into the way of a basketball and it hit her full in the chest. Naruto, my old buddy, John said as he swung one arm over Naruto's shoulder. Mike and Dan sniggered when Naruto cringed from John's touch. We need to have a private chat, he said as he led Naruto away from the rest of the crowd. Hey, what are we going to talk about? Naruto said as brightly as he could, but inside he was shaking in fear. I have a feeling it isn't about my cloth. Stay away from my girl, John said threateningly. For a second Naruto looked at John bewildered, and when he looked at Dan and Mike he found that they were just as surprised as he was. What the heck are you talking about? Naruto replied after a few seconds of stunned silence. Rather than saying anything, John jerked his head to the right where the girls were playing basketball. Naruto watched the girls, still bewildered, before one girl caught his eye. Hinata. Naruto thought in confusion as she saw a girl in a white t-shirt running besides a few other girls. He couldn't help but notice how, well, let's just say he could help but notice. She's in my class. How come I didn't know of this? And the moment he thought of this, Hinata looked right into Naruto's eyes. Apparently Hinata was trying to sneak a peek at Naruto without him noticing. Unfortunately Naruto was too thick to understand that. He smiled and waved brightly, but it seemed like the wrong thing to do since Hinata blushed and looked away just as the basketball hurtled in her direction. Ow! She exclaimed as the ball slammed into her back, sending her flying forward. Thankfully another girl was there to catch her fall. Oh crap! Naruto muttered hastily, looking away and pretending he didn't notice. That's what I mean. John said threateningly. You better stop hitting on her or else. Huh. Naruto looked at John for a few seconds before laughing outright into his face. Me hit on Hinata. Naruto gasped out between breaths as he put a hand on John's shoulder to prevent himself from falling. Are you insulting me? John asked stiffly. A vein on John's head twitched. No. Naruto shook his head almost sadly. She avoids me half of the time. I think she thinks I'm weird. John looked at Naruto in disbelief before asking, you really don't know? When Naruto nodded, John smiled sinisterly. Just stay away from her then. Ha, like that'll be any trouble. Naruto scoffed, but before he could say anything more the bell rung. Remember what I said, John said as he retreated to the locker room with Mike and Dan. Naruto shook his head slightly before following after John. It wasn't like Hinata liked him or anything. Mom, you home? Naruto asked as he entered his house. Of course she's not home, she works until 10, Naruto thought, but he always hoped that one day she would be there to greet him with a smile or a kiss. He barely saw her mother anymore even though they lived under the same roof because of her work. Well, what can I do? Naruto asked himself. Suddenly he remembered the Asian kid talking about him, or rather his name. I'll see what they're doing to me on the internet. It wasn't long before Naruto was in front of the computer and searching on Google. Naruto. Starting to something great. Naruto asked himself as he scratched his head. I know I'm great and all, but this is a bit overboard. Naruto said, looking at all the compliments. He was still feeling full of himself before he read that single word. Anime. Anime. What the hell? Naruto exclaimed in surprise. According to this site, Naruto was the name of a new anime. I got to see this. Naruto mumbled. There was only one place to get new animes that were just out of Japan, and that was through a file-sharing program. Unfortunately, the moment Naruto downloaded the anime, he discovered he had 4 hours to wait. Naruto was preparing dinner. Not that he was very good at it, but because his mother still didn't return from work yet. Ramen, Naruto inhaled deeply before smiling in content. Mom never lets me have any ramen, but now I'm making dinner. Naruto exclaimed happily, but inside he was worried. His mother should have been back by now. In fact, she should have been back half an hour ago. Okay then. If she's not back in half an hour, I'm going to search for her. Naruto decided as he sat down in front of the microwave, watching the clock. After 5 minutes he stood up. I'm going for her, he proclaimed as he grabbed a flashlight from the drawers and headed for the door. Okay Mom. Here I come. Naruto cried as he ran out the door. Unfortunately, he didn't count on the woman standing right in front of his door and ran straight into her. Oh damn. I'm so sorry. Naruto apologized as he helped the woman up. Only then did he notice the startling blonde hair the woman had. Mom? Naruto asked, squinting at the woman. She was still very slim and young, but there were premature wrinkles lining her brows. There was no doubting the sharp angled face and the startling blue eyes that, at the moment, were filled with tears. Naruto. I'm so sorry you have to see this. Hiroko stuttered out before breaking into sobs and collapsing into Naruto's arms. Luckily Naruto was a lot taller than his mother and was able to support her. Mom, let's talk about this inside. Naruto said, slightly grunting as he half carried his mother into their house. Helping her down onto a chair, he quickly busied himself with making some tea. Naruto, I'm so sorry. Naruto's mom said, still hiccuping. I didn't want to face you after, all of a sudden Hiroko started to wail again and buried her head into her arms. Mom. Naruto cried as he hurried over with some tea and tried to pat his mother at the same time. Jay, just tell me what's going on. Naruto's mom sniffed before looking at Naruto with watery eyes. It was horrible. My old boss got fired and we got some new young guy. Hiroko let out another long wail and started to sob wildly again, ignoring the tea Naruto set in front of her. Naruto stared at his mom in open-mouthed horror. No wonder her mother was like this, that freaking bastard. I'll K him. Naruto's hands started to shake with fury. Mom, I'm going to deal with this freak. Naruto muttered before heading outside. No. Hiroko cried as she pulled Naruto back by his arms and whirled him around. I don't want any trouble. I'll find a new job. Naruto's mother said looking down. But the guy. Naruto sputtered looking indignant for his mother. Not it's okay. Hiroko said sniffing a little. Suddenly her eyes narrowed and she sniffed again. What is this I smell? She asked looking confused. Oh, Naruto looked at his mother uneasily. She hated ramen. Naruto didn't know why, but he knew his mother absolutely detested ramen. That's nothing. It smells like ramen. Without any warning her eyes lit up. How did you know ramen cheers me up? She cried looking at Naruto with something called motherly love. I thought you hated ramen. Naruto exclaimed looking bewildered. That's only when you eat it on a regular basis. That's unhealthy. Hiroko explained as she pretended to sip the tea Naruto gave her. Pinky up, she said smiling in an attempt to lighten the situation. It worked. Naruto smiled before getting some bowls to pour the ramen in. I think I've been too hard on you. Hiroko said as Naruto handed her a bowl and a fork before scarfing down his own ramen like a hungry wolf. Hiroko sighed looking at Naruto fondly. School must be tough and I'm not doing any better by making you worry. Naruto shook his head quickly even though his cheeks were stuffed with ramen. Hiroko laughed sadly before replying, I should be the one worrying about you but now it's the other way around. Oh the irony. Mom. Naruto whined as he finished his ramen. Naruto's mother's ramen remained untouched. You're absolutely right. Hiroko said misinterpreting Naruto's distress. You should enjoy life while you can. She exclaimed leaping enthusiastically into the air. Let's go play some sports together. Mom, it's about 11, Naruto said awkwardly. Naruto's mother looked at a loss for a second before a grin formed on her face. Let's watch this thing you call anime together. It might be fun, she said with a happy smile on her face. Not such a great idea. Naruto muttered but his mother wouldn't take no for an answer. A few seconds later Naruto found himself in front of the computer with his mom sitting right next to him with an excited smile on her face. So what do you do? Do you click on that thing? Without any warning Naruto's mother suddenly reached forward and clicked on the trash can icon. No mom. That's the recycle bin. Naruto said sighing as he exited out of the recycle bin before her mother could do any harm to his computer. Well, I was never very good with computers. Hiroko said resting her head on Naruto's shoulders. Maybe that's why my dad found it every time, she said before drifting off. Found what every time? Wait, I'd rather not know. Naruto said quickly after seeing the sly smile on his mother's face. So what are we going to see? From what I heard this anime just as great as ramen. Hiroko said looking interested as Naruto clicked those icons on the computer. Naruto's eyes glinted before he launched into a long-winded explanation. Hiroko was nearly half asleep by the time Naruto finished. Phew, why are you done? Hiroko snorted as she jerked her head up in sudden attention. Naruto looked slightly downhearted that his mother wasn't paying attention. Well, there's an anime named after me. Who would name a show after you? Hiroko said looking surprised. Just kidding honey. You're so sensitive, she said patting Naruto on the back as he started sulking. Well, we'll find out, Naruto said as he started the show. Only a few seconds into the show both Naruto and his mother was engrossed. No one noticed the purple glow sneaking out of the sides of the monitor. That was awesome. I haven't felt like this in ages. Naruto's mother exclaimed happily. The little girl within her was released and it wasn't going to go back anytime soon. That kid looked totally like you and he was all like shadow clones. And all those clones popped out of nowhere. That's great mom, Naruto said unenthusiastically with a forced smile. Even as his mother went on about the resemblance between him and the guy in the anime, Naruto was deep in thought. The blonde gazed thoughtfully at the ceiling. His body demanded sleep, but his head was full of questions. Why do we have the same name? Why do we look so alike? Why do I have so many questions? Naruto slapped his forehead with his palm. Sleep. I have to get some sleep. Naruto growled, turning over on the bed because he felt he needed to switch sides on the bed. It was only then that he noticed the strange purple glow coming from the computer. That's weird, I swear I already turned it off, Naruto thought, but just as he was about to get up from bed, the glow suddenly intensified and some invisible force threw Naruto back down into the bed. Something held Naruto down onto the bed, but it didn't stop Naruto from craning his head up. What in the world? Naruto thought in terror as something white forced itself out of the computer. Naruto opened his mouth trying to scream, but nothing came out. There was no sound, only fear. It was a tangible fear that paralyzed him in place and wouldn't let him go. The last thing Naruto saw before blacking out was a white mask rushing at him from the monitor. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.